All right, hello. I just wanted to take a quick moment to give you a brief introduction to your summer CWI 101 course. This course's theme is You Are What You Eat. The very first thing that I just want to draw your attention to, and I did post this as part of your welcome announcement, is the book. So throughout this 8-week session, we will be reading The Omnivore's Dilemma by Michael Pollan. So you do want to make sure that you have a copy of the text. So a copy can certainly mean a physical copy, so you can go to the bookstore and pick this up. You can rent it, you can buy it used, you can buy it new through the bookstore. You can also find it through various third-party websites like Amazon, half.com, places like that. Or sometimes you can find an e-text version, or I've had a lot of students that really appreciate an audio version. So whatever works best for you, I don't really care in terms of how you access the text, but it is really important that you do have this book, because as we navigate through our learning modules, you will be referencing the material that we're reading about within the book. So that's the first thing, is I really just want to draw your attention to the fact that there is a text and that you want to make sure that you have it. Because this is an 8-week session, if you don't have the text within the first week, you're already going to start falling behind, because we do move pretty fast and furious. So with that, I just want to give you a little bit of a crash course in terms of the Blackboard course shell itself and how I structure the courses that I teach. If you've had me in other courses, a lot of this is going to feel very familiar, but if you're new to having me as your instructor, hopefully this little tutorial gives you some additional confidence to be able to get through the semester and ensure that you have all of the tools that you need to be successful. So the landing spot, you're always going to come into the landing space of the course, which is the announcement page. The announcement page is where you're going to be able to view any announcements that I post for you. Anytime I post an announcement, I also send a follow-up email to your student email account. So you don't have to always be checking the announcements, but you should always be checking your student email so that you know what I'm posting. It might just be pertinent information about what we're learning. It might be reminders about things that are going on within the course. It might be opportunities for you to join me in the campus garden. It might be like just, hey, stick with it, you've got this. It might be my office hours are canceled today because fill in the blank. So just make sure that you're checking your student email so that you have access to those announcements. And this landing space is also a really great fallback if you need to reference those announcements. The next thing over on the left navigation toolbar is the faculty information. So this is where you can email me directly. So there is a quick link here for you to just shoot me a quick email. I always encourage students, if you have questions, comments, concerns, something seems confusing, please, please, please send me an email. Don't wait for my office hours, which only happen once a week, especially in a summer class where we are moving super, super fast. So if something doesn't make sense, send me an email. I am very, very quick usually to respond. So I usually tell folks that my standard turnaround is usually 24 hours. In the summer session, sometimes that can be a smidge longer, just depending on if our family's traveling somewhere, we've got something going on. But please, please, please send me an email. And if I haven't responded within 24 hours, don't be afraid to call me out and say, hey, I'm still trying to navigate this question and I need your help. I'm more than happy to hop in and help you with whatever you might need. There's also a little biography here that just gives you some additional information related to my office phone number. I don't encourage students to usually use my office phone number because I'm not in the office on a regular consistent basis over the summer, and this doesn't receive text messages. So an email is going to be your best. It talks about my office hours and then really just who I am. While we're talking about who I am, I think it's super beneficial for you to know who this person is that's teaching your class this semester. I always start with my family. So I have 3 beautiful little girls. Paisley is 8. She just finished 2nd grade. Hattie is 5 and she just finished kindergarten. And then I have a little one, her name is Juniper, and she actually just turned 6 months old. So navigating the like mini teenager stage all the way to the baby stage. And then my husband Will, he and I have been married for 15 years. He's a principal at Victory Middle School. And together we enjoy lots of fun things, camping, hiking. We're really into gardening. As you're going to know in some of these other things that I talk about, I also really love food, which is the irony behind me teaching this class, You Are What You Eat, because I love gardening, I love cooking, I love fermenting things, like you name it, I love it when it comes to food. So coming up with new recipes, growing food, all those sorts of fun things. So this is just a harvest from my personal garden last summer. So I love growing all sorts of stuff and then cooking and enjoying those sorts of things. And then another fun thing that I really love to do is go out to the racetrack. So this first week in the summer session, I'll be at the racetrack on Friday racing. So it seems kind of like contradictory, right? Like hippie, farm loving, foodie person, but then goes out to the racetrack, races this sweet little 72 pickup. If you've seen Street Outlaws and you know farm truck, like that's what we're going for here. So it's a lot of fun to go out and race this little 72. We're also actually rebuilding a 68 C10. And so hopefully next summer I'll be able to take that out to the racetrack and maybe let the farm truck take a rest. So that's a little bit about me. In your first week in your discussion board, I will have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about you. And so hopefully that'll be an exciting little exchange. Over on the left navigation toolbar is also information about your syllabus and the office hours. I strongly encourage you to go out and view the course syllabus. I always tell folks the most important thing in the course syllabus is the course calendar, because this really tells you module by module when those things are due. So what you have to understand is we're taking a 16-week course that's traditionally taught in the fall or the spring, and we're condensing it down to 8 weeks. So you're going to basically do 2 learning modules a week to get through that 16 weeks worth of content. So pay close attention to due dates. It's going to feel fast and furious. I always tell students it's going to feel like you're drinking from a fire hose because it moves fast and crazy. So that first module, you're going to have access to your course materials on Monday. It's due by Wednesday. And then you're going to turn around and access that second learning module Wednesday night at midnight, and it's due by Saturday. And then you're going to start this consistent Wednesday, I call it Wednesday odd days, Saturday even days, right? And it does move. It moves quickly. So you want to make sure that you're looking at this course calendar and you understand when those necessary due dates are so that you can stay on track with the course materials as we're moving through the semester. This also has information about virtual office hours. So my office hours will be on Wednesdays from 9 to 11. They are virtual, and there's just a link that you can click here to jump into those office hours during this assigned time if you just want to pop in, you have questions, those sorts of things. The way that I set up the course is through learning modules. So you will have access to learning modules as they become available. So your week 1 learning module will open Monday. It'll actually open Sunday night at midnight, and then you'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to work through that specific learning module. And within that module, there's always an announcement that kind of highlights what's in the module itself and kind of what we're learning about. There's always a weekly checklist that talks you through the specific things that you need to complete. And so a lot of students like that because it gives them that visual for what they need to do for that module. There's always a did you know, which doesn't require any action on your part, but is super helpful information to be a successful student, which is what CWI 101 is all about. Like we're trying to connect you with resources on campus to ensure that you have a successful journey while you're here at CWI. And then it's all supplemental information. So the course syllabus, this is going to be talking about navigating Blackboard, how you complete the Let's Connect assignment, how you upload that assignment, and then your specific discussion board. It's important to know that with discussion boards, what I always encourage students to do is come out and copy and paste this information into a Word document. That allows you to see what those questions are, and then you can, in your own free time, go through and respond to those questions. You can then come back and copy and paste those responses into the discussion board itself. When you go in to complete the discussion board, you are going to have to click this create thread, and then you're going to copy and paste that information in there. You will not have access to the discussion board posts from your peers until you make a post. And then once you've made that post, then you can go in and send replies to your peers. So just make sure that you're aware that that is a component to the discussion board. You must create your discussion board first, post it, and then you can go in, and you must always respond to at least 3 of your peers' discussion boards in order to earn full credit. So just make sure that you're fully aware of that. You can access the discussion boards through the learning module themselves, or there's a quick link over on the left that is the discussion board where you can also access that. To come back, pop back in, see what your peers are saying, those sorts of things. The only other thing, I guess there's 2 other things that I want to draw your attention to. You should always be checking your grades. So over in that left navigation toolbar, you can click on My Grades and you can constantly see how you're performing throughout the semester. I believe that feedback is critical, so you want to make sure that you're earning the points that you expected on those assignments, and that if you're not, you're reading that feedback from me so that you know moving forward how to earn the maximum points. I always tell students, everyone can get an A in this class, but you have to do the work and you have to read the feedback so that you know how best to be successful in the course. The last thing that I will draw your attention to is over on the left-hand side, there's also a link that says how to do stuff. So throughout this semester, you might be like, she wants me to take a screenshot of this badge that I just completed. How do I do that? There's a little tutorial that walks you through how to take a screenshot. How do I submit an assignment? How do I enhance a discussion board post? There's all sorts of little supplemental materials in here that just help you, again, be a successful student as you're navigating this super tight time frame this semester. So in the background, you probably hear the 6-month-old crying. This is my life, right? I'm a person too, and I like to remind students of that. So throughout the semester, as things arise, if you have confusion, if things aren't making sense, I always say, I'm human too, and sometimes I make mistakes. So please reach out. Remember to have fun and enjoy the semester. 8 weeks does feel fast and crazy, but I always tell students, if you can make it through it, it's like, yay, I did that, and now I don't have to worry about that next semester. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, welcome to the course. I'm super excited to have you, and I hope that you have a great semester as we navigate this idea of the omnivore's dilemma, which really is our food choices, why they matter, and how we connect that to our food culture.